DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky Beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as Mill Nikon. Let's say hello to our other Vixens. We've got Jen, the E-cig fairy.
How's everybody doing? Happy Super Bowl Sunday, guys.
Hello, hello. And we've got the lovely Lumi.
Oh, hi.
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 And we have Rin Vapes. How you doing, Rin? Yeah, you have to say something. You can't just wave because, like the camera won't come on
I said hi. You can't hear me?
No, I didn't.
No, we heard you choking on your vapor, but we didn't hear you.
Hello. How's everyone's weekend?
Good. I've done very much of nothing. Everybody's out cooking. We did some shopping so that we can cook for the Super Bowl. Kickoff is at 6:30. It's at another house. I don't do parties at my house, but I don't care about anything other than halftime. So
yeah, I'm not really a fan of sports, and like when I used to watch the Super Bowl, I would just watch it for the commercials, basically.
yeah, that's why I like the halftime show. That's it.
And the halftime show, yeah. But I don't really care. Like I'm not a fan.
And that won't be on till like 7:30, so plenty of time.
How about you, Lumi or Rin? You guys excited for the game?
Foosball's the devil. The only way anybody's getting me to watch that game is if they have like Grubhub or something deliver food to my house. I'll sit down and watch it until I'm out of food.
There you go.
I like your attitude. Like, it's on, I'll watch it until I'm out of food.
I hate football, so sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I've also been sick all week, so I just don't have enough energy to give a fuck about foosball. Like,
That sucks. Are you feeling any better?
it's slowly coming around. I've like had really bad migraines every day. It's
Aw.
slowly going away, but I still have like an eye twitch going on from the headaches. It's really weird.
Yeah, that sucks. I've had sleep problems this week, where in bed, I've just woke up. I go to bed at 9, trying to say I'm going to get a good night's sleep, wake up at 11 or 12 o'clock, and that's it. I'm up till 4. That sucks too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how's your weekend going? Doing anything fun?
Me?
Yeah.
I got my hair butchered. I don't know if that's fun, but that happened. But I mean, it's been pretty chill.
It doesn't look
You know,
like butcher.
I'm
It's very
so particular with my hair. Like, it takes me a long time to find somebody that I like. And then I just never leave.
Yeah, unfortunately, I usually go to Great Clips, and it's very inconsistent. Most of the times, it's just okay. But like the last time, I was like, okay, I'm done, because she really screwed it up. So I was like, I'm gonna try to go and find a salon. So I went to one that was highly rated, and the haircut isn't botched. Like it's fine. It's just it's not what I asked for, and I don't like it on me. It's too short. So thus this lovely Amazon purchase.
Well, the wig looks fabulous.
Yeah, this is kind of what I wanted, was like the longer. Yeah.
A
One day.
stacked bob.
Yeah. It happens.
That's what I wanted too. And then they cut. I actually, my hairdresser was out and I ended up going to great clips, and that's how my hair got this short. Not that it's too bad short, but it makes me look like a mom.
I like your hair short.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all that matters. Emily likes it. I'm good.
This is why I resorted to just growing my hair out, because I've had so many butcher jobs, even from salons, that I just cut my own hair. And eventually I just got so irritable with cutting it so short, because I used to leave it like a bob, kind of similar to hers, but a little bit shorter, Rin's rather. And eventually I was like, screw it. I'm just going to grow it out and let it go down to my chest so I don't have to worry about wearing tank tops or anything. It'll cover up my shoulders. I gave up. I've been butchered too many times.
That's cool. I'm almost 50. I'm 49. So did I say 47 earlier? I did, but I guess that was part of it. I'm 49, and at this age, I figured I need to look like a mom. Maybe not a grandma, but a mom.
But a mom at least. It's time. Yeah. It's time. I say you look as young as you feel. Hence why I'm rocking.
I would have no hair and it'd be all white. How about look as young as you act? There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, I would be screwed.
I can see Lumi wearing pigtails. Look as young as you act. Pigtails.
Unless I'm on the perverted Lumi trail, in which case then we're all screwed. Because then I would look like a 12-year-old with a very foul mouth.
So how did you guys like mixing this week's mix?
It was interesting.
Interesting. It was a creative week. We should have all come up with something creative and fun.
I wasn't very creative with mine, but it's good and I like it. It's just not very interesting.
How about you, Lumi?
I was sick for most of the week, so my mix wasn't really all that tasteable. I just kind of went easy and winged it this week. Like, I just had no energy. So I like it at least, but I wish I put more time into it.
Yeah, I went creative. I went out on the limb.
Nice.
How about you, Ren?
I don't know. The first one I did was I didn't like, because I wanted the floral to definitely be in there, and that's always challenging to get it to stand out but not be perfumey.
Mm-hmm.
And not go super safe like honeysuckle, which I was really tempted to do.
I almost did honeysuckle too.
Yeah, it's a great floral, but I was like, I'm gonna do something a little different. And last minute, I had like an epiphany, because like I'm at the point, and I've been at this point for a while, where I have so many flavors that I just forget what I have.
Yeah.
I think I kind of need to go through them and like categorize them.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like search flower, because like I have my stash, but it's like you can't just search flower and like have all your florals come up. So I forget what florals I have, I forget what this I have and what that I have. So that's more of a me issue, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We'll see.
Well, I'll tell you, because I have about the same problem you do. It's not because of the stash, it's because of the flavors. I open up the Bowl City website and go to the different manufacturers. I sort it by the different types of flavors, and I see, okay, yeah, I have that one, and I have that one, and I have that one.
And that probably would be easier than going to your flavor stash and looking through everything, you know? It's actually a pretty good idea.
I mean, I open up Bowl City and I go floral. I go, drinks or candy or cream. They have it categorized, and I just open it up, and I know what I have if I see it. I'm like, oh yeah, I have that one somewhere. I just had to find it now.
Well, the problem I have is I have a lot of flavors that they don't have. So that kind of like thirds or fourths my stash, but I guess it's a good idea just to get an overall sense of what I have. Maybe use that and Vapor Shack.
Because I think it's a lot easier to like know that you don't have something like when you see it, but yet be able to see like all the florals together and stuff like that, and it'd be easier to say, oh, I don't have that one, than to go to your stash and see, okay, what do I have? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for me anyway, doing it the opposite would be easier.
Yeah, like for me, I was looking for fruits that are white is what I was looking for. So I went on Flavora, and then I categorized it, and then I went on FA, and then I went and hit fruit and pulled up all the fruits that are basically white inside, and that's what I went with.
Nice.
All right, well, let's get into our mixes. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
All right.
So mine is fairly simple. I did the trick of using a flavor that kind of encompasses multiple aspects of what I wanted. So the main thing that I wanted to use as like a floral and a fruit is I used Pink Lady by Mullenberry. It has rose in it, guava, I think 2 other things that I can never remember off the top of my head. Let me go there real quick. Passion fruit. And someone said hibiscus ? So I don't know if it has hibiscus in there. I think it does though. So it has like, your fruit and the rose, and it's a pretty pleasant rose. It's not like super grandma as long as you keep it low. So I used that as like the floral and part of the fruit because I did want fruit in here as well. Then I added the new apricot by Mullenberry, mainly because I wanted to use it. And I think it would go well with the other notes in Pink Lady. So I used that at 1%. I used the Pink Lady at 1%. Everything I actually used at 1%. It's pretty simple that way. Vape Train I did for like the cream part. I did 1% sweet cream, 1% vanilla cream, sweet cream for more of the body, vanilla cream because it has a nice vanilla note, and then I threw 1-on-1 whipped cream in there because that's just kind of like I throw that in everything that I want to be creamy.
Putting vanilla cream in your recipe, Ren.
I think I added it after I gave it to him because I forgot.
Okay.
So apologies, but it is in there.
Nice.
And then the 1-on-1 whipped cream by 1-on-1.
So what does it taste like?
It's fruity. Let me get it back out. Dog fight outside. Can you hear that?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's kind of hard to describe. Have you ever had Pink Lady? Like it's
Yeah.
very Pink Lady-y.
How creamy is it?
It's like a fruity floral. And then the apricot is there to kind of like enhance the fruit notes in it. And there's like a bunch of cream in it because of the sweet cream, the vanilla cream, and then the whipped cream. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that combination of like the sweet cream, vanilla cream, and whipped cream because it sounds very good.
Yeah,
I should have used a whipped cream in mine this week, but didn't think about it.
Yeah, Vape Train's creams are solid. Like the buttercream is really nice, but I didn't want that in here because I felt like it would change the floral.
Yeah, it might have weighed down the floral and fruits a little bit too much.
Yeah, I wanted to keep the cream fairly light. It's also why I didn't go with like an ice cream because I didn't want like butter notes to interact with it or make it too rich because I wanted kind of like a bright cream instead of like the more rich creams that people are used to tasting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. It's different. You do need to have it steep for just a couple of days to have everything blend and then the creams to get a little bit more thick. But it's not bad right away.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Tempted to throw a cookie in there, but it really didn't fit the profile, so I just I didn't.
You can do it afterwards for your own your own pleasure.
That's kind of with the way with mine, and I'll go next since I'm going to talk about it, is I chose I could do a malty kind of milk, and I thought about throwing a graham cracker in there for that malty note. But mine is like it's very mild, and so you can use it as like a layer, like a base, and add whatever you want. So you can add like a cookie, or you can add, butterscotch to it or something. But I went with just a vanilla milk. But I'm like, he looks malty. We'll make it a malted vanilla milk with a little bit of almond. So I use 0.5% FA almond, 1.5% Wonder Flavors Bavarian cream, kind of richen it up a bit. 1% Flavora cream, because I mean that's just the best cream ever. And then I did 0.75% ethyl maltol or cotton candy or whatever. Just I think if you want to sweeten up like a cream or a custard, I think ethyl maltol just works better than like sucralose or super sweet or something. And then I did 0.5% CFA malted milk, because lately I've been talking about how malted milk isn't bad in small doses, and it's actually really good. So I thought, well, I should put my money where my mouth is and just use this in a recipe. So that's what I used to kind of give it that malty feel. And then I wanted strong vanilla, because to me the flower in his mouth looks like the flower from a vanilla plant. So I did 2% Wonder Flavors vanilla cream extra. And like I said, it's good, and it's one of these that, like, if you can kind of vape it as like an all-day vape, because it's very mellow, or you can just use this as a base and throw in something else like a butterscotch or
if you're saying it's light like that, it's probably right up my alley, because I don't like the heavy thick creams. I do like a nice mellow cream.
It's very mellow. I think you'd like it a lot. And the almond just kind of, I threw the almond in there just to kind of give it a little bit of intrigue, a little bit more dimension. Like it kind of separates the malted milk and the Bavarian cream from like the vanilla, it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, and almond does that easily. It separates
it's a very creamy nut, so it's not out of place in a milk,
Right. Right.
Wondering if the almond helps accent the malted milk, like the malted part of the milk.
Yeah, I think it does.
It probably darkens it a little bit.
It does all those things.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good flavor. I bet you can add some strawberry to that and make a really nice malted strawberry milk.
Yep.
Or apricot.
Yeah.
Or peach.
Yeah, you can, add a little bit of honeysuckle, or add some fruit in there, or add some butterscotch. You can really just kind of.
I probably wouldn't add the honeysuckle, but I wonder what it would taste like with some honeydew.
Oh, yeah. Probably pretty tasty. Because it's not too terribly dark, So, like, any fruit would be good with this, I think. Like, it's sweet, and it's a little dark and malty, but it's not. It's like a medium, right? So I think you could go either way with it.
Right.
Nice. Lumi, you want to go next?
I guess. Shit.
Lumi never.
You don't have. I'm ready if you want me to go first while you get yourself ready.
Lumi never wants to go anywhere but last.
I'll go. I'll go. It's just I can't taste very much of anything right now, so I can't even pretend like I know how this tastes. What I'm tasting in my sickly little state, though, is quite interesting. I just went with like a cream, and I've been really on the kick for horchata and eggnog lately. So I just made a horchata eggnog cream, and I wanted to creamify it in my Lumi ways. I didn't really intend to use vanilla pudding at the ratio that I used it at, but while I was mixing it, I got overexcited with my squeezing, so I just changed the percent to what I squeezed in there, which worked out because it was a weird percent, so screw it.
Nice.
I used a little bit of sweet coconut to kind of, Rin's gonna hate me, moisten it up.
Sweet coconut is great in creams.
I still forget to do these percentages, so I guess I'll do that after. I did marshmallow vanilla by 1-on-1. To kind of get more of a full mouthfeel. I was looking for kind of just like a spiced, creamy milk kind of horchata spiciness. So maybe if I didn't do the pudding up as high as I did, I'd be better. But I'm digging it. I don't know if I'm tasting it right, but with my taste buds in the current situation, I'm enjoying it. And then for percentages, I did eggnog by Flavora at 1.62, horchata by Flavora at 0.52, marshmallow vanilla 1-on-1, 1.49, sweet coconut Flavora 0.1 or 0.33, vanilla pudding Flavora 1.84. That's a lot of Flavoras, but Flavora is killing the creams, so screw it.
Yeah, there you go. Laura does do good in creams. And I don't know what that would taste like either. I would have to mix it. Some of those I've not used together ever.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever used eggnog that high before, but I've heard that it can go it can go to 2 or 3% without a problem. So I bet that's really delicious.
I was kind of I wanted to go with like the eggnog horchata mix because horchata is somewhat similar to eggnog. It's just missing some of the eggy notes, but I noticed the horchata has a different taste because it doesn't have the eggy notes. And I just wanted to see what horchata and eggnog like that would taste together with a bunch of creams and that full mouth feeling. So I semi-accomplished what I wanted to, unless I all of a sudden get better and it tastes horrible. But for right now, it tastes okay.
And probably because your taste buds are a little bit off, you probably needed it a little bit stronger so you could taste it, which is good. I think are you muted? Or are you just making faces and no noise?
Who?
You.
I'm probably making faces. I'm the pleb on the panel, so I just kind of wing it.
I get it.
Oh, it's tasty.
We can't see you unless you talk.
It's probably
Maybe she
better
doesn't want
to
to be
see
seen.
these faces.
Got it.
I think it would be good. I don't know about the horchata and the eggnog together, but everything else looks good.
I've mixed horchata and eggnog together in the past, and it is pretty good. Those two mixed together do a good combo.
Because sometimes when you have two spicy flavors and you put them together, you just get a mess. So it's good to hear that those two go together well.
I think it's because eggnog and horchata are so similar. It's just horchata doesn't have that eggy note to it.
Right.
So it's kind of bumping up the spices that are already there without adding any more egg.
It adds a different type of cream to it as well, because where the eggnog cream is more eggy cream, the horchata is a different kind of more watered down cream.
Right. It's not as thick. So, I mean, I have mixed them together and they have come out pretty decent. It's just about balance. So I haven't mixed them at those percents together though. Mine were a lot lower. Mine were like at 1% eggnog and like 0.25% horchata.
Well, you can adjust if you need to. That's a great thing about DIY.
Well, not just that, it would probably come through on a pod. So, I mean, and it might be good just like she has it, because like Emily said, that eggnog can go really high and the horchata isn't bad higher. It just brings in a lot more of the cinnamon notes.
Very good looking, Lumi. Thank you for sharing.
All right. I reckon last but not least, here comes the Winstead.
Let's see how fair-fied it is today.
It is a pretty decently fair-fied. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you count my sweeteners. But if you don't count my sweeteners, it's got 6. So I just figured I had a hell of a hard time with naming this recipe, or even coming up with a recipe for Homeboy over here. Because, I mean, all the names that I was coming up with just sounded horrible and very sexual and not sensual, which is so different. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to go there. So I kept it PG, called it Exotico, because it is kind of like an exotic picture, and he's covered in cream, and he's got a vanilla flower in his mouth. And then I just started thinking, what could that cream be? Because to me, it looks like a milk bath, right? Well, milk bath would have sounded terrible as a recipe name, so I wasn't going to use that. So I decided that instead of making it a milky base, I would look up the fruits that are white fleshed inside, or anything that had a white tincture to it. And guanabana, everybody loves guanabana, is one of those white interior flesh fruits. So is cherimoya is a white fleshy fruit. 27 Bears is the white clear gummy bear, right? So the bath that he's sitting on looks kind of clear, but not really. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain
Translucent.
it. Translucent. That's the word. So that's what I went with. And those are the three main flavors now. So I used 27 Bear at 2.5%. And, I don't find that 27 Bear is a very strong flavor, but I think in this mixture, the other two fruits do make it pop out. Cherimoya, I used it at 2%, and guanabana at 3%. Now, I'll tell you, one of the things I did find about this is that it made my actual mix translucent, because at Max VG, it did do that thing it does with some pineapples where it gets cloudy. So it has to be at least 30 PG if you don't like cloudy juice, but there's nothing wrong with cloudy juice. So I used FA coconut at 0.75% to add the white, to keep it in the exotic realm, right? And I wanted a vanilla note in there, but I didn't want it to be a vanilla cream that was heavy. Like, I didn't want anything custardy or anything frosting-like or anything that was too heavy. I wanted to keep this very airy vape that still had a cream note within it, but not primarily cream. And the guanabana has some cream in it as well, or it has a creamy texture to it. I use Madagascar vanilla to bring out I used, like in my old trick of Madagascar vanilla with some Vienna cream to bring out the vanilla notes without adding any additional cream. I used the Madagascar vanilla at 1.5 and the Vienna cream at 0.10. So I know that's really low, but what I was afraid of is that nail polish remover note that sometimes you get with Vienna cream if you push it up too high.
Yeah.
Or if you don't mix it right. And with these fruits being so acidic, I didn't want to push that too high, but I wanted to bring in that little bit of vanilla note. So I used it really low. It was just to boost that vanilla note just a little. And then here's my little trick. I know this sounds insane and people don't do this often, but EM at 0.5% and sweetener at 0.5%, a total of 1% sweetener. Now, what that does is that it brings in that watery sweetness, and it kind of brings it all in to be one flavor. It kind of meshes it all together. Instead of it being separate flavors, it kind of made it into one concise flavor. That's what the EM did to it. And the sweetener, it also gives a good room note, like a cotton candy sweet room note. When you exhale, it makes everybody's like, oh, what's that? But it's a cotton candy kind of sweet note. And then the sweetener for your actual taste. So you'll get the inhale and exhale, the two different flavors when you mix the EM with the regular sweetener. You'll get the two different tastes. It doesn't necessarily do anything for the mix itself at giving you an inhale and an exhale, but on the sweetness level, it does give you two different flavors of sweetener.
Nice.
And that doesn't work in all recipes. It works in some recipes. The only reason it worked in this is because of the pineapple notes and everything.
I used to mix sweetener and ethyl maltol all the time, and I haven't done that in ages. But you're right, it does kind of give it a multi-dimensional sweetness.
Yeah, and I know it's a little bit high, but I wanted a sweet. He looks kind of sweet, so I wanted a sweet. I want to make him lickable.
I love that you chose the cherimoya and guanabana. as like your fruits for this, because they're very like creamy fruits that, you know, a little tropical vibe. It's nice.
Yeah, it made it a little bit of an exotic mix, you know, like the picture.
Yeah, and I personally like it when your vape leaves a nice, pleasant room of smelling.
Yeah, and this did that, and I did it on purpose, but I didn't tell anybody in my house. And my husband and my daughter both said, "What's that?" And I was like, "What's it smell like?" It smells like a fruity cotton candy. And I was like, "Yes,
Yep.
that's
Nice.
what I was going for."
You know, and it's interesting that you used 27 bears to bump up the pineapple note in it instead of like a pineapple flavor.
I didn't want a pineapple flavor would have taken over. Those,
Yeah.
even though cherimoya and guanabana are both strong flavors, they're easily bullied with a real pineapple.
Yep. For sure.
So I didn't want a real pineapple.
So that was a good move. Pro move right there. I like that.
Pro move. Thanks, Noah.
Looks good though. Yeah, the Vienna cream does scare me though. I'll have to admit that. Because I used that flavor once, not remembering it that it needs to steep.
Yes.
It was awful.
Yeah, you gotta let it steep but when it does, it turns into this delicious light vanilla, you know, goodness. But is definitely harsh and a little astringent at first, a little like nail polish remover.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I kept it really low for those purposes because it usually does better with heavier creams, adding it to heavier creams, because then it hides in there and then it boosts up later. But when you put it in fruit, it is in your face right away and then it mellows out.
Yeah, I was gonna ask at only 0.1%. How is it right away off the shake?
Right away you could taste it, but it's that yucky top note right away. So it does take about 3 days for it to settle down.
Nice.
And if you hate it, you can leave it out. You can leave it out and add a little touch of another vanilla.
How much coconut do you get out of this?
You know, surprisingly enough, I think because of the amount of fruit in it, I do not taste a strong coconut note. And it's at 0.75. But the 27 Bear, Cherimoya, and Guanabana did end up being really strong fruit. So if I wanted to cream it really heavily, I would have needed to add a custard or an ice cream or something like that. Though as it stands, the coconut is there in the background on the exhale, you know, a little later on, but it's not an upfront in your face coconut.
Okay.
I love creaming things.
I like creaming things too.
We'll be cream queens.
Yeah,
together.
There you go. Look at your puppy in the background. Is that a puppy or a cat?
At least you didn't say the other word.
I called it a rat the other day.
A rat?
Because she said he almost drowned in his water dish. And I said, if a dog can drown, it's not a dog.
3 years old and she is precious and amazing. It's just she's got a really heavy face, so when she drinks water, she doesn't exactly realize it. So she kind of just dips her whole face into the water.
Lumi, do you have a bag for her?
I do.
Oh my god, if I had a dog that small, I totally would carry her around in my purse.
I have a t-shirt as well and a hoodie that have little pouches underneath.
Oh, no way!
So I could carry her around in a little pouch like a little kangaroo shirt.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love it. I love it. She needs like a blingy, like pink collar.
She has one.
Oh, of course she does. Of course.
She wears pink very well.
Of
not so
course.
much.
It's awesome. Love it.
And Ren is over there laughing her butt off. She called it a
Your
rat.
dog is smaller than my cat.
She asked if it was a dog or a cat. And I made that argument yesterday. I was like, if my cat is bigger than it, it's not a dog. Turned into other thing. So thanks for proving my point, though.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
you're welcome.
At least she said dog or cat.
Mm.
I didn't say the word that would make Emily cringe. Is that the word you guys were using?
No, I called it a rat.
You're
Right.
welcome.
Yeah.
I was being, a bee.
So did we have anybody play along this week?
We did. We had 2 people play along. Good old Sam and a new player, Dixie Rue, played along. What is her name? Is Kate in Facebook. So she's actually the new note taker for Noted as well.
Awesome, awesome.
So let's start with Kate. Dixie Rue on all the flavor, or ELR. I don't know if she's on all the flavors or not, but her recipe is up on ELR. She named it vanilla almond milk, parentheses, bloke in a tub. So let's see what she did. She did 1.25% FA almond, 1% FA butterscotch, 0.3% Flavora milk, 0.75% Vape Train sweet cream, 0.5% TFA toasted almond, 0.75% FA vanilla bourbon, and 2.25% Vape Train vanilla cream. So this is really interesting. It kind of looks like something along the lines that I would do, or kind of like a mix between Ren and mine. I like the flavors that she chose.
I didn't even think of putting a bourbon in there. That would have worked with the cream.
I know, right? As soon as I saw that,
was-
I'm like, oh, I should have done that aged bourbon cream.
I was thinking
Some
about
real
doing it
flavors.
too, simply because the vanilla bourbon doesn't actually have a bourbon note, but it's a better Madagascar vanilla. So I really like that she actually used that, because when I was thinking about creaming out mine, that was in my little list. Like, I have it pulled down here on my desk because I was like, but then I went a little ham on the pudding, and I just
I used to use that vanilla bourbon like all the damn time. It is a very good vanilla. It's a very deep, dark, kind of almost spicy vanilla. And that, of course, the Vape Train sweet cream, like the best cream, hands down. Really good. And there's that touch of FA butterscotch, that 1%. I think that gives it a nice richness,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, good job. And oh no, we had 3 people play. Travis Doki played, but he didn't do a link. He just did a screenshot. I'm gonna share my screen because I don't know if James has it or not. 1 sec here. Share. There we go. Okay, so his name Travis on ELR is called Gnome Homie, and he did a brown man in tubs, and he used 3% Flavor West caramel cinnamon roll, 2% Cap 027, 1% Favora cream, 0.5% FA meringue, and 1% Inaware shisha. Very cool. Sounds very very brown. I love that caramel.
The brown man in tubs name.
Brown man in
Love it.
tubs.
It's probably what I would have come up with if I would have finished it. We gotta had to name it after the actual picture.
And that caramel cinnamon roll is such a good freaking flavor. Like, what a great flavor to build around this mix. It looks really good. And that vanilla shisha, I mean, that's another flavor I haven't used in a minute. It's like I forgot about it. It's a really good vanilla too. I've been hooked on this one flavor's vanilla cream extra that I haven't just completely left out all the other vanillas.
Yeah, it's easy to do. You find something that you like, and then you just put it in everything.
Yep.
It's me
All
and
right.
one whipped cream.
Yep. Yeah, you find something you like and it works, so stick with it. Run it into the ground. All right, so Sam did 2 recipes. I don't know if I'm going to show both of them. But the one he did was called Little Chocolate Nips.
Little chocolate nips.
Vanilla
I
almond
love it.
coconut milk with chocolate chips in the bag. He said, give this 3 days steep, 5 if you want, for the chocolate to melt into the bag and tame down where it should sit. So he did 2% almond custard by Wonder Flavors, 1% TFA bittersweet chocolate extra, 0.5% FA coconut, 1% FA milk, 1% Flavora sweet coconut, and 2% TFA vanilla swirl. Yeah, I have not used, or do I even think I have, TFA bittersweet chocolate extra.
No.
Have any of you guys used it?
I have. It's decent. It's a decent chocolate. It still has a little bit of the Tootsie Roll note to it. It's a little bit less Tootsie Roll than the regular chocolate, and you got to use it really low.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if it gives it like a chocolate chip kind of vibe it keeps going for.
Yeah,
Or is it?
You just have to use it low. It's not really that sweet. It's what I used to use in tobacco mixes.
Yeah.
Doesn't coconut help chocolate sometimes?
Coconut, yes.
Yeah, it does.
Coconut, and so does
Tart and
Sour
Sour.
Wizard and
Loren's Tart and Sour, which is basically like their version of FA Sour Wizard.
yeah.
Which is weird. You would never think that would be
Right?
helpful to a chocolate.
Well, it is. You want me to tell you why? And it's a trick from making tobaccos as well. It's because when you have VG is already sweet, right? So adding the sour to something sometimes can kill some of that VG sweetness. And then you're able to add a sweetener to it without it being too watery. So the sour kind of cuts off one sweetness so you can add the other one.
Yeah, but why does it work with chocolate? and making it less
chocolate is overly, it's too Tootsie Roll like without it. It adds the chocolate has salt in it, real chocolate, and it's a bitter flavor.
Yes, Sam, you need to stop doing 2. He said the other recipe is the one he put more effort into. He's like, I gotta stop doing 2. Yeah, like, I mean, we have
or
time.
Highlight one. Put a star or something on the one you want us to do.
Let me
show this one.
I can grab the other one. It's called Mangert. All right, we have to share it now. James, I don't know if you have this one. It's 2% Wonder Flavors almond custard, 1.3% Innoware cherries, 1.3% TFA honeysuckle, 0.75% FA marzipan, 0.8% Innoware shisha vanilla, 3% FA Soho, 0.3% Capella Super Sweet, 2.5% Wonder Flavors Vanilla Rayun Custard, and 1.5% Flavor West Yogurt. This is super interesting.
Super interesting.
Like, I wonder how like the tobacco notes of the Vanilla Rayun Custard and the Soho mix with like the honeysuckle and cherries.
Super interesting.
And if you're going to use cherry, Innoware cherries is probably the one to use. Stay tuned tomorrow to find out for sure, because we're doing cherries on Noted. Little shameless plug there. But it's a good cherry flavor. It's a good cherry flavor. And honeysuckle is really good too. Like honeysuckle.
Well, I mean, I can see the honeysuckle bringing in a floral note to that cherry.
It's such a forgiving, like floral, you know, like it's. But I just don't know how. I don't ever mix tobacco, so I have no idea how the cherry and the marzipan and the honeysuckle mix.
Well, the marzipan and
tobacco.
cherry go well together.
Yeah, the
very well
marzipan
together.
bumps up the cherry without turning it plasticky.
And without making it into a candy cherry.
Yeah,
So
there's no cough syrup.
the marzipan probably added the dark cherry it needed to blend it into the tobacco. So that's probably his bridge between the cherry and the tobacco. And then I would think that honeysuckle is probably bringing in some floral notes to the tobacco that it's probably missing, because those tobaccos are very nutty and dry. So
Yeah.
that probably brought a little bit of the airiness to it.
They're like it's like a darker too, you know. Like, it's really interesting because you've got the brightness of like the cherries and the marzipan and the honeysuckle, and you got this deep darkness of the tobaccos.
Yeah,
So it looks really interesting.
it does.
Good job, Sam. Thank you for sharing both of them.
And it's verified.
Yeah, that one is verified.
It is, but I'm looking at it and I think that it would probably work well.
Oh, that's awesome, Vape to Live 38. He says he finally caught us all live. He's got all of our one shots and they're all delicious.
Thank you.
Nice
No
to welcome.
problem.
Thank you for
Anytime.
catching us live.
I love offering one shots, no problem.
Anytime.
I totally don't have a one shot.
I'm gonna since it was brought up, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the link in chat, you know.
I
If
mean,
it's
yeah,
brought up, it's fine. So if you guys are interested, we have one shots.
find them,
Wait,
get
what?
them. They're delicious.
Yeah. Guess it's not E-cig anymore. I gotta stop calling it E-cig Express. It's called Flavor Jungle now.
Yep.
Yep. There it is. Help us out if you like what we do and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way.
I'll show you a fun, tasty way.
Oh, geez.
Show me. Show me the money, honey.
We also have
what?
merch. If
What's
you want
that?
t-shirts,
Oh, yeah.
that vaping swag.
Lumi and Rin and myself, we got swag, yo. So, like, you want to donate to Kasa, but also have something cool to wear? Check us out.
Yeah, and I don't have any of those, Lumi. So see,
Yeah.
you have a shirt. I don't.
Not everyone's got
I have
everything.
one shot, and you don't.
I'm not a good enough mixer for one shots. I have a one shot that I highly promote. So much so that it's already sold out. I can't even get it anymore, and I'm almost out.
Oh crap!
Nice. All right, next week. What we got going on next week, girls?
What do we got? What do we got? Let's look at this.
I think it was some kind of a banana.
It was a
yeah, it's
Canadian
like,
pineapple.
Parfait type thing. Canadian pie. Shut up. You're never going to let me live that down.
Nope.
Canadian.
But this one's got pineapple in it too. So either way, you could be good because it's got banana and pineapple.
Yep, you do. And Lumi had chosen to rearrange things. So the picture that you're seeing now is the one that James thought was next, which is it'll be the week after next. But for next week, it's like this pudding dessert looking thing with bananas and pineapple. It looks tasty for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited to mix this one. I haven't mixed a good banana in a while, so
We've got some good pictures loading up right now on our Facebook page. We got some pictures of some different stuff. I saw those the other day. I was like, oh yeah, they're on a roll. I like some of these.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
He put that mango again up in there, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to buy that candy so I can try it again. We already did that one time, so he's just submitting it again. He's like, y'all didn't get it right the first time. Let's do it again.
So we gotta pick it, you know. He's not gonna leave us alone until we pick it.
Yeah. I mean, we picked it, but it's been over a year now. It's been almost a year and a half since we picked it.
Oh wow. Yeah. Oh, Todd McClure,
chat.
you're the freaking best, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Super
was
chat, guys. Yeah. All right, on that note, let's get out of here and let people enjoy their Super Bowl.
That's right. Kickoff was at 6:30. I still have time to ride across the street and go get a couple of toddies and watch the game.
Nice.
I got jerky. I'm good.
It's
Well,
outside of my eating window, but I'm cheating. I don't care.
For all of you like traveling or going to a Super Bowl party, stay safe. And everyone will see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.